Groot. We are Legion?
Can you beat Legion with just two? That Legion implied many.
Two's many.
Two is literally a couple.
Two be many too. I weigh enough for many.
And I contain multitudes.
Well, we have multiple personalities.
That too.
We got all the stuff.
Yes, we are Legion.
And a little bit of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. A touch.
I'm my own best friend.
just a smidgen.
A smidgent?
Yes.
Smidgent. I like that. It's like a smidgen that didn't. Welcome to the Rubber Duck Syndicate.
What up, guys? Guys, girls, everyone in between. Whatever you want to classify yourself as.
There's a dude on YouTube, Kenji Lopez, who has a couple YouTube. He's got cooking channels.
Yeah.
But he always says girls, gals, and non-binary pals, which I feel like is saying a lot, but the more he says it, the more I kind of like it.
Yeah, because it includes everyone.
Yeah.
Because,
and it specifically excludes people that aren't pals. So fuck y'all.
Yeah, fuck you, whoever's not pals with us. Screw you. But yeah, that does cover a lot of stuff because, like, usually when I say, like, hey guys, I'm just going for like everyone.
Guys, gals, no, I think I might have said it wrong first. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I think I said girls and gals first.
Well, whichever way. Like,
we'll go back and check the edit and then not change it at all because we can't be bothered to edit these things.
When he's saying that means me actually doing the editing because he has not done any of it yet.
By which I mean we can't be bothered. He can be bothered.
I can be bothered, but I'm not going to do it. You can do it too.
I will do it. I will. I promise you, Internet. I promise you.
It's been now, like, I think at this point now, like 3 months.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I am not wrong.
So this may also be the episode where you see, oh, stab me.
I don't have anything stab worthy. I only got this thing, a phone. I got my...
We're literally in your garage. Don't you have any dangerous tools in here?
Hold on.
You're advocating for my own death.
Yes!
Yes! The hedge
dangerous
trimmer.
Tools! Yeah!
So how often do you actually trim your hedges?
Not often enough because HOA comes after me and says, hey, you need to do your hedges. I'm like, okay.
So you just wait until the HOA complains?
Yeah, but they complain. HOA complains about a lot of shit.
That's what I've heard. Like I've read and heard people talk about HOAs in many different parts of the country.
Yeah,
and no one has ever said anything good about their HOAs. I mean, in theory, they do like a useful job, which is like they maintain like the community or the common areas and things like that, and they help out. But for the most part, you get the people in charge of the HOAs as whoever wants to run to be in charge of an HOA, which usually are not the most laid back people.
Not really. And I understand what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, but sometimes they're just dicks. And they're like, your grass is like 1/4 inch too high. I'm like, it is July. It is hot as fuck, even in the morning. And you expect me to cut my grass at, 8 o'clock in the morning when it's already, like, it might be like 75 out already, which is common in North Carolina. Because, like, in the morning, it'd be like, all right, it might be already 70. You're like, oh, I can get done. Hour into it, now it's 75. You got to do some other shit. You're like, fuck, why is it so hot out here?
Well, North Carolina is the home of just angry weather.
Yeah, angry weather, and it's all over the place.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, it was downright cold here.
Yes.
Like low 30s here. That was at night. You got up to the like 50s and 60s during the day, but at least at night it was down to literally freezing temperatures. Mm-hmm. Now we're back in shorts weather again.
Yeah, I was looking at that because like when I was after I took a shower, I got dressed. I was like, oh, let me see what the weather is going to be like, and it said it was going to be mostly in the I think like 75, 80s this afternoon.
I thought it. Well, maybe I'm getting mixed up with yesterday, but I thought it was going to be high 60s.
Okay. Well, whatever it wasn't anywhere where it's going to be chilly. It was going to be a lot of, oh, this is actually going to be kind of all right. So I just kind of went with that, and that's why I got the short sleeves.
I have the short sleeves because I might own some long sleeve shirts, but I mean, other than like a dress shirt that goes underneath a jacket for something, I don't wear long sleeve shirts. With the exception of like my Henley that I have. That I think I have 2 Henleys.
Yeah, but you typically, I would say, run hot.
Oh yeah, I am very warm natured.
Yeah, well,
Which is weird because you're the one that's from California. Aren't you supposed to be warm natured?
I should be, but I don't run hot though. Like even when, but people that have been watching this so far, you have seen Daniel just
Yeah. We've got lots of evidence of my looking like crap when the weather gets hot.
Yeah, even at that point, like you're just kind of drenched in sweat. I'm still perfectly fine, which I'm okay with. Which I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it's just my body.
Maybe you're just too cool.
I am too cool. Yeah. That's what's going on with me. Or I'm just utterly fat and my fat just has nowhere to go. It's like
but it seems like that should keep more heat in. You should be more likely to suffer in the heat than me.
But maybe
I'm not free from fat myself, but I feel like I've been working out enough and like I've put enough effort into not dying that I feel like maybe I should not sweat as much and look like I'm going to die as easily as I do.
Well, no, maybe that's what's doing it. Like, so you're working out so much that your body's like, hey, we're going to get rid of like excess fat on you. And they're like, we want to continue sweating and getting these extra lbs off of you. I have not done any workouts or simply gone to the gym in a while.
He doesn't go to the gym and he looks this buff.
Yes, it is just well-placed fat people. That's all it is.
Sumo style.
Sumo. No, I'm pretty sure a sumo wrestler will absolutely destroy me.
Yeah, sumo wrestlers they are large. They are some of them are in fact fat, but underneath the fat is like a layer of muscles that can rip your head off.
Yes, I don't understand why some people don't see that. They're like, okay. They are overweight. They are big guys. I get that, but they are all also very muscular. Why are you hiding it?
I'm not. I'm just trying to get my. But I spilled something on the table, and I want to clean it up before I ruin the nice podcasting table.
Yeah, this is sponsored by Kirkland paper towels. Kirkland.
Is that the Costco store brand?
Yeah, I think they have it at other places too, but I do some of my shopping at Costco.
Remember, there used to be a store in the mall in Raleigh called Kirkland's, which I think they sold like art and lamps and stuff.
Yeah. Also, there's Kirkland furniture too, something to that effect. But there's, I forgot what I was talking about. We were just.
Gee, that's never happened before on this podcast.
I know. It's just.
Usually we're laser focused and stay on target all the time.
Yes. But I guess we can, we could pick out a subject or we could just keep bullshitting like we are.
Well, I'm going to refer back to a topic from one of our previous episodes. Since, you've made me install Instagram and TikTok on my phone in hopes that I would post to it and promote the podcast. Sorry.
Don't worry, I got you guys.
So I mentioned that, it was just like the algorithms on these things were just giving me nothing but like clips of the Big Bang Theory and stuff like that. But through diligent effort, I have now managed to get TikTok to show me nothing but cosplay e-girl thirst traps. And I am very proud of myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I always appreciate the thirst trap, but I kind of appreciate more of them doing the cosplay than anything else.
Yeah, but I will say this. I enjoy looking at, beautiful forms as much as the next person.
Yes.
But I also appreciate some of the effort. It's like the ones that are just, oh, hey, look, I'm hot and I'm wearing something tight that haven't, it's like, I got this from Spirit Halloween, but it's a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind looking, but I'm not impressed.
Yes, I understand that because it's like, oh, yeah, like what you're talking about, like I have a figure that is most desired by men and some women. But I'm also going to put in not that much effort. Like I'm going to wear this thing that I purchased for $26.99, which I was like, okay, yeah, in this economy, cool. That's use costumes for money. But I really enjoy when people put in the time and effort and they do something that is completely obscure, completely out there, or it might be like something where it's like, oh, this character only wore this one time in the anime or show for 5 minutes, but it has a huge impact. And they're like, I want to design that. And it took me, 3 months to put all this together because they did the molding, they did this, they did the plastic, they like commissioned the stuff. They do a lot of stuff and put effort into it. And there are some people that unfortunately don't know who that character is. It happens. But I know that those people that do that cosplay and people recognize it, they get so much enjoyment from those people that recognize it and acknowledge them for it. They're like, oh, hey, you're that character from that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
We also both of us independently were like sent it to each other. It's like, check this out. It was someone doing a cosplay at a comic book convention, but they're doing Mystique, but they've done it halfway through the Mystique's transformation.
Yes,
and it was like it is like whoever you are objectively awesome. That was so cool.
It was fantastic because it was like half Mystique, the other half was Mystique changing into like a military guy,
soldier or something.
Yeah, a soldier and military guy, but how they did it was fantastic. Now there was another one that I saw, and you may have seen it. Was a couple. It was a couple's cosplay. They did WandaVision, but they did the WandaVision like the 1950s show part where they were in
like the first episode.
Yeah, like where they were in like the black and white. So they were like completely grayscale and black and white.
Yeah, doing black and white makeup really that is actually really complicated because it's not as you would think black and white. It's you have to find like the right grayscale palette.
Yes.
And so otherwise it just looks like you're an evil clown.
True. So they did it in a way where they had the grayscale of like Wanda. First they were Wanda and Vision, but they also did it in the TV show in black and white. I'm like, you guys did layer upon layer upon layer of doing this cosplay, and I very much appreciate it. There's another trope of cosplay two tropes of cosplay that I really appreciate are older folks that do cosplay.
I've heard of them.
They're
TikTok's not showing me those.
Man, you don't want the granny cosplay, man?
It's not that I would not be impressed by it. It's just TikTok is showing me other things.
Yeah. Other things that have not been, brought down by gravity yet.
Yes, very buoyant things.
Buoyant things. No, there are like say older women and men out there that are doing cosplay like at their age. They're not trying to do anything where they're looking younger. They're actually cosplaying like older characters from comic books and anime and doing a great job with it. One that comes to mind, like where there was an older woman who played Granny from Looney Tunes.
Nice.
And she had like a little Tweety bird with her in a cage.
That's awesome.
I'm like, that's awesome.
That is fantastic.
It was great. But there's also the bad side to cosplay, which is
usually the smell. Cosplay outfits don't get washed as frequently as they ought to.
Yeah, they don't get
because they're fragile, not because the people are lazy. It's because people don't want to destroy their hard work.
That's true. I was going to say it was more of the fact of like people that I guess don't appreciate cosplay, but then have an opinion about it, and most of the time their opinion is very negative. Because there was recently a young woman, maybe under the age of 25, young black woman that did all kinds of cosplay of different characters and like that.
I remember this one. Zahara Jade, right?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I know you're talking about. There's lots of, like almost everyone that I've seen her, she had the big elf ears on, so it really has a thing for elf cosplay.
Yeah. So, but she was a young black woman that did all kinds of cosplay, but constantly got bullied online by people that are like, you shouldn't cosplay because and it's because of her skin color. I'm like, this is a fictional character. This character does not exist anywhere in the world. Nowhere in the world, but aside from that anime, that cartoon show, that fantasy world, whatever it is. Yeah, they're portrayed as fair skinned or this or whatever it may be, but they have the spirit of what's going on. And you're being a complete asshole about this.
Yeah, if your argument is that elf is not, anatomically accurate, you've already lost.
Yeah. You're like, you're trying to argue about someone not looking exactly like this character. But this character is also, it's a 6'4" elf woman that weighs 120 pounds, which is not possible, but also has like 36 double D breasts. And
Actually, it looks like, like an 8th grade boy's stick figure drawing.
yeah. And, they have like 36 double D breasts, but they also have the ability to shoot fire out of their face. So you're arguing about this person that, has black skin, not looking like exactly like this character. You lost. What the fuck is your point?
And just on a side note, I'm trying to decide in my internal monologue here, like, which would I actually be more impressed by, 36 double D breasts or the ability to shoot fire out of her face? Because if I were to meet a girl that met either of those qualifications, I would be impressed in different ways.
True, but the thing is, 36 WD breasts do exist out there.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and they're not as uncommon as one might think.
True, but there are also, women that know how to do fire breathing, so that is technically shooting fire out of your face.
And someone who has learned how to do fire breathing, which I know what goes into it. There's a reason why I have never tried to do that particular bit in some of my magic trick acts, is because
of also your beard.
Well, that is also a major thing. But you can do fire breathing with a beard. It's just you have to be able to consistently and confidently, spit out a fine mist of the whatever the mixture is that ignites. Because if you can't get it into a consistent mist, basically you risk having a fireball flop back on your face.
Yes,
and that has been the deal breaker for me. It was like, hey, I try like spitting water. No, I can't do it like like one of those misting nozzles. So it's like, okay, no, I'll just be the guy that doesn't set my stuff on fire.
Yeah, you have many other talents. So being able to shoot fireballs, I'm sorry, you don't have the ability to do it. You'll just have to rely on your other 38 talents that you know how to do.
Lightning bolt.
Well, a lightning bolt can knock out a mental facility of a movie that we just watched.
It can, in fact, and then lead to the mysterious arrest of someone who was just doing her job.
Yeah. We don't know why. Yeah. Okay, so we went back because we are gluttons for, I guess...
Nostalgic punishment?
Yeah, nostalgic punishment. Movies we'll go back and watch, we're like, oh, I remember watching this as a kid and liking this. And then you go back and watch it, you're like, this is fucking terrifying. We watched Return to Oz.
Which I thought that I had never seen, but as we watched it again, I realized that, I remember this scene, which means that either I had seen at least that much and then given up and decided the movie was too scary, or I had blocked the rest of the movie out completely.
Yeah, so, I guess we just kind of re-terrified you at this point. But you're an adult, mostly.
I'll be sleeping with the lights on tonight.
We went back and watched that again, and we're like, oh, these are some terrifying scenes, and this is supposed to be a kid's movie? And we're like, okay.
Yeah, but even the stuff that wasn't supposed to be scary was scary. Like the Scarecrow. He's supposed to be like the friend, the King of Oz.
Yeah.
And supposed to be like the character from Wizard of Oz. The Scarecrow. Friendly, no brain. Absolutely horrifying mask on this thing. Like, what? It's scarier than the bad guys, folks.
It is very scary, folks. Like, me watching it again, I'm like, how did this fly? How did someone approve this? You're like, oh, we're going to let kids from the ages of 5 to, 15 watch this. How should we make this mask? Scary as fuck. And you're like, okay. Because, yeah, Scarecrow, obviously scary. The fucking Gump.
It was basically a green moose.
It was a green moose, but it's just a talking head of a moose.
Yeah, didn't mind being a severed head. It just
Yeah.
like it was like, oh yeah, I prefer being a head. Literally said that, I think.
Yeah. He's like, the last thing I remember was a loud sound, and now I woke up and I'm part of a sofa that flies.
Which would be a particularly weird nightmare to have, regardless of whether you were a green moose or not.
Yeah, getting woken up and you're like, hey, start flying right now. Fly, motherfucker.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's weird, like, wheel things chasing us. And
Yeah, weird wheel things chasing you. Also I guess a 9-foot tall jack-o'-lantern head guy on your back.
And a big clockwork dude that looks like a teapot.
Yes. Who needs to be wound up to speak, think, and move.
Yeah, and also an 8-year-old girl and a talking chicken.
Yes. If you think we're making any of this up, we are not. This was definitely someone at this point, like in time, who wrote this, was on shrooms.
Now, is this? Do we know if this is one of the original stories, or this was just something they made up after Wizard of Oz?
No, this is one of the original stories.
So this in that case, this is almost certainly like dumbed down and sanitized from what the actual book was. Mm-hmm. So that scares me. Like now, I'm literally afraid to read these books.
Yeah, the whole collection of the Oz books is pretty out there, as told to me by Mitchell. Thank you, Mitchell, for telling me all this information about Oz and the crazy stories about it. Yeah,
Mitchell, the official Oz consultant of the Rubber Duck Syndicate.
Yes. You will get $1 in the mail soon. But it's crazy enough because I think like you look at these stories and you read them and you're like, this person was on something when they were writing this. They had to be.
Well, that's most of the 80s right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's most of the 80s. But this was based on the stories that was written years ago. Mm. This was just,
So maybe laudanum? I mean, I don't know what the drug of choice was in the 20s, but
opium.
Yeah, opium, or I really this is probably a fun historical fact. Like, what was the party drug of choice for creative people in the Roaring 20s? Alcohol would have been a thing, but there was still prohibition at that time, wasn't there?
Yeah, but they still got away.
Yeah, but I mean, alcohol was exactly as hard to get as any other drug, I imagine.
I don't know. Well, once we figure out time travel, we'll go back to the 1920s. Well, he'll go back.
I'll go back. Yeah, you'll stay here.
I'm going to have to stay here. Because if I go back, I go back, I'm going to get instantly killed. They'll be like, wizard! And I was like, okay, damn it.
Wizard?
Yeah, wizard. Well, you show up in a time machine, they're going to instantly think wizard.
Well, that's your first problem right there. You got to do it discreetly with the time travel. If you come blasting in a DeLorean, everyone's going to fucking notice.
I will come blasting in, just playing Flock of Seagulls.
And I ran so far away, I couldn't get away. All right, music break done with.
Yes, and that was not planned, folks. We just
make it look like it was planned.
Yeah, we're kind of in sync on some shit, but not everything.
No, there's not going to be an in sync dance break now either.
Damn it! I'm going to just insert it right here, like right.
Yeah,
there.
As soon as we learn how to insert stuff into our videos.
Oh no, I know how to do it.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
I'm not going to though.
You just lied to everyone then.
I know. I'm a liar. So.
You're a lying liar who lies.
My pants are now on fire. They are set ablaze. But I thought about something because I always write shit down.
I just love like the segue. Burning pants. Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, because I got several things we could talk about. So you get to
hit me.
All right, you get to take your pick. Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara?
Yes. Because she's lovely all the time.
She's awesome. She's one of the OG, comedians.
Yes. Describe Your Dreams. we could do our segment that we talked about for a while, 5-Man Party Story.
I thought that was when we had to have guests.
Well, at some point we'll have guests to do that, but we can do our 5-Man Party Stories too.
Yeah, mine aren't great.
They pretty much are. You talked about being a robot and getting fucking fed alcohol the entire night.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can mention that. Yeah.
BattleBots.
What are you doing during the week, man? How did you come up with this list?
I'm applying for jobs and thinking about shit like this. I'm trying to get you guys the most important content out there that no one else is talking about. Because no one else is talking about BattleBots right now. No one, except for us. Also, Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. Always ready to talk about Warwick Davis.
And this one I added, I think, the other day. Miss Piggy is black.
I heard that somewhere on the internet, like the claim that Miss Piggy was actually black.
This was a new thing to me because, folks, I want you to do this with your loved ones or anyone out there. Ask them who their favorite Muppet is. And sometimes you'll get interesting answers. They're like, oh, it's Kermit, it's Animal. Okay, cool, whatever. I forgot who you said yours was.
Sweetums.
Yes,
the
Sweetums.
Muppet who's not a Muppet.
Yes. His is Sweetums, and mine is a toss between Dr. Teeth and Rolf. Those two are always kind of
That just seems to me like you should learn to play the piano.
I should, but whatever. But ask your friends, family, your loved ones who their favorite Muppet is, and you'll find out so much information about them. But the Miss Piggy being black thing was new. Because I didn't see this.
No, it was just in the last week or so that I read about this. But I had heard about it. I don't know where you came up with it, but I remember seeing something about Miss Piggy being black, and I don't remember what the joke was or what the proof that she was black was supposed to be. And I also don't remember if it's something that I'm allowed to say. So we're going to let you take over from here.
Wait, what? I'm supposed to say the N-word or something?
No, I genuinely don't remember what the content of the justification for the theory was. So it might be rude for me to even start to go into it. So I'm just going to pull the handles and let you take over.
Okay. Well, this came about. This is on Saturday because I was with Patrick. Shout out Patrick. You'll never be on the show. I'm telling you right now. We love you, but we also have an ongoing joke that you'll never be on the show. But my wife, Maria, she can come on the show.
Your wife and Patrick's wife.
Well, we'll share. He pays for everything. I'm just there to love. And I was there with Denise. So I was asking them who their favorite Muppet was. I forgot who Patrick said, but
Patrick has the pop culture grounding such that he might not have a favorite Muppet because he might not be able to identify that many Muppets.
No, he can.
Well, he remembers the Muppet Show. Okay.
Yeah, he remembers the Muppet Show.
Then my apologies for the assumption, Patrick.
But Marie said her favorite Muppet was Oscar.
Oscar the Grouch?
Yes.
Who technically is a Muppet.
Yes. But Patrick was arguing, saying like, oh, he's not part of the Muppet Show. I was like, no, he still came from Jim Henson.
Yeah, basically, if Jim Henson made it, and you're part marionette and part puppet, so if you've got like someone's hand making your mouth move, and then you have like a stick moving the arms around, that is Muppet design. So a Muppet.
So, but I also classified where Kermit was on Sesame Street.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay, a lot. Yeah, he crossed over a lot. So I was like, if Kermit crosses over into that realm of Sesame Street, and he's a Muppet, I was like, okay. I'll say the Muppets on Sesame Street are Muppets. But Patrick was saying
Snuffleupagus would not count as a Muppet because he was, like Sweetums, he's a dude in a suit, or maybe two dudes in a suit for him. And Big Bird is questionably a Muppet.
Yes. But Patrick was saying that since they're not on the Muppet Show, they're not Muppets. I was like, I'm going to still classify them as
Tell them about
Muppets.
Sweetums.
Yeah, I'll tell them about Sweetums.
On the Muppet Show, but not a Muppet.
Yeah. But, so, I was saying all that to say this, because I think Denise said her favorite Muppet was Miss Piggy. And I was like, okay, I can see that. But then I think they were saying Miss Piggy's black. And I was like, what? they were arguing saying that like Miss Piggy's black. I'm like, why?
They being
Denise and Maria.
okay.
So they were saying Miss Piggy is black, and I was like, what's your proof, or why do you say that? She has an attitude most of the time. I was like,
Yeah, that's not exclusive to anybody.
I was like, that's not exclusive, but I was like, okay, I can kind of see that. They said that she changes her wardrobe constantly. I was like, still, that can be any women out there.
And many dudes.
Yeah, many dudes too. But this next one was the one that kind of, I was like, yeah. Miss Piggy changes her wigs constantly. So I'm like, yeah, that's somewhat of a black woman trait. Because black women will constantly change their hair to different hairstyles a lot of times.
So she's either black or she's on chemo. Way to take shots at cancer patients, though.
I freaking hate you so much. Now that brings up a question. Can Muppets get cancer?
Well, within the bounds of Sesame Street, they try to have characters that touch on like pretty much every aspect of life and every like social class and circumstance. So they famously a couple years ago introduced the first homeless Muppet.
I remember that, and there was a big backlash about it.
Because homeless kids shouldn't be able to identify with anything they see on TV. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like, given that mindset, it is entirely possible that there might already have been, but if there hasn't already been, that there might still be a storyline wherein they have a character that is somehow chronically or terminally sick, because that affects a lot of people, enough people that it would be worth touching on as a learning experience for kids. So I feel like if there hasn't already been one like that, there maybe not the Muppet Show, but on Sesame Street, I feel like there's definitely the possibility that they could introduce a character like that.
Yeah, so because there are many diseases, illnesses out there. So kids can't comprehend something. They're like, okay, hey, we're going to teach you in this way. Like, oh, this Muppet has, they have a sickness. They're going to try to get better, but they're going to still be sick for a while. Kids just know that they're trying to heal. So they got something like that. So yeah, I guess Miss Piggy could.
Now, Miss Piggy being the one that goes to that particular storyline, that would be a big swing from like. I guess can't be the same production company that does both Sesame Street and Muppet Show, right? Or is it just like all the Jim Henson Workshop?
I think it's all Jim Henson.
Okay, well, so that would be like if Miss Piggy, like one of the main famous Muppet characters, was the one to suddenly be that part of the story. That would be a big swing. I would be very curious to see how they treat that story, but it would be a way to very much reach out to that section of the demographics. I mean, the people that have that in their lives.
Oh yeah, because that'd be something that like they could touch upon, like let kids know, or even some adults know. They were like, yeah, this is a serious thing out there. This is something that happens. This affects people's lives in this way, and just kind of going about that would be crazy to kind of think about.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to approach this with the characteristic thoughtfulness, of Sesame Street and even the Muppet Show, Muppet Show is like, it goes for more jokes and slightly more adult humor.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of thinking goes into all of the sketches and stuff on the Muppet Show, and especially on Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
If they were to approach it that way, I would really be intrigued to see how they do that. And I don't want to say what they should do, because I have no idea what you should do with a story like that. But
we're not the ones for that, folks. We're here for the the jokes that are very inappropriate and bring up questions that we won't answer.
But you should also be impressed by her ability to take a ridiculously inappropriate joke and turn it into something actually thought-provoking.
Yeah, that's
So I'm going to be proud of us for that.
yeah, because that is because I hadn't really thought about that because like they can approach that in a way where they're like, hey kids, we're going to teach you about this, because I'm not sure if they've done it in this country because I know that Sesame Street is different in every country that's out there. But I feel that at some point, one of the countries probably touch upon same-sex couples, where they're like, oh, like not obviously everyone's gonna say Bernie Ernie, yeah, that's the obvious one, but like maybe in another country they have like a same-sex couple where, it's two women but they're also raising a kid, and they're like, oh yeah, I have two mommies, and they're like, what's that? And then talk about it, and then that's it. They're like, oh, those two love each other, but they also have a kid, but they're still parents. And then kids will be like, okay, can I have fruit snacks, and then just move on with their lives.
I mean, kids understand that stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty simple. You explain it to a kid, has two mommies. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there are people that want to influence their kids in the worst type of way and give them bad morals. And they're like, oh, you should hate these people for this. You're like, why? Because I hate them. Why? Because my parents told me to hate them. Why? Because their parents told they hate them. Why?
Well, if you have that much self-awareness that you understand that you hate something because your parents raised you to hate it, and you can make that connection, then that's already more introspection than most people put into hating people.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
also...
so that there's hope for those people. They at least understand that the hate is not because they're evil. It's because I was told that they're evil.
True, but those people that like I'm making up in this fictional scenario, they're aware that their parents told them to hate. The people that kind of hate right now, they don't know why they hate. They're like, yeah, their parents taught them how to hate, but they're also not going to blame their parents on like why they hate a certain class or a certain race or a certain demographic of people. They just hate because like that's all they were taught, and they can't break free of that cycle because they live in such a small world that they feel like they should hate this group of people for just to hate them. It's like, what are these people doing to affect your life in any kind of way? Is there any kind of negative impact that they're doing? No. Why the fuck do you hate them? It makes no sense. What is it?
No, it's just like on a tangentially related note, my trainer friend Brittany
Yes.
has a deep-seated hatred of Julia Stiles, but cannot explain it. Just doesn't like her in anything she's ever been in, and like if she
Julia
ever met her,
Stiles.
Julia Stiles, the actress.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, and like for no reason at all, and knows objectively that she can't back up. She doesn't have any reason. She just dislikes her for reasons she cannot articulate. And it's not even like a real kind of hate. It's just it's like she just doesn't like her in those movies. I'm assuming it's because she didn't like somebody that was kind of like her when she first saw Julia Stiles in movies. But I'm just guessing. But it is a running joke between the two of us that she can't stand Julia Stiles, but for no reason. Like I happen to like Julia Stiles. I think she's a fine actress.
You should be like, oh, I'm gonna watch my favorite movie. What is that? Save the Last Dance. And she's like, oh no, she's mixing ballet and hip hop. Ah.
Really, the takeaway from that movie ought to be that the Juilliard Admissions Board are fickle motherfuckers.
They pretty much are. Well, you gotta think that I'm not sure what the requirements are for Juilliard, but like the amount of people that they have come out of there is always impressive, because they're like, oh yeah, this big actor, this actress, this dancer, this producer, this, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that Juilliard is a good school is related to the fact that it is hard to get into Juilliard. Like, they only accept students that they feel are amazing and are like the best at whatever, and they, like it is almost certainly, an arrogant mindset, but they just don't have time to waste on anybody that is not at the top of the talent pool. And yeah, it's elitist and it's arrogant and it's snobby, but the people that come through Juilliard, the ones that actually do make it, are objectively fucking good.
Yeah. I just thought about something. So we're aware that Juilliard is mostly about arts and performance, but you still have your basic requirements. I'm just thinking of like you're the algebra teacher at fucking Juilliard.
I teach home ec at Juilliard.
You're like, you're a math professor. Yes, where? Juilliard. You're like, what?
Yeah, I make sure that, they can add.
I'm just thinking like the reverse. Okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how intellectually skilled or intellectually rigorous Juilliard is, because clearly they focus on the arts.
Yes.
But it's they can't just teach the arts and not teach anything else.
They could.
Well, maybe they can. Maybe they. I guess that might be the difference between a conservatory and a school. Juilliard is a conservatory.
Okay.
So they might be explicitly for teaching those things. So
okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. If it's like that, then I'm like, okay, then I can understand that. But
if there's a math teacher at Juilliard, please hit us up.
I'm just thinking of the way of like big universities that have like a huge football or basketball program. And
you mean football programs that have a side hustle in tertiary education?
Yes, there you go. And those coaches go to the algebra or history or whatever like they're teaching. They're like, hey, we know Duranius is getting a D- right now.
Where's Duranius from? Is he a Swedish exchange student?
Mm-hmm. From the Netherlands.
He gets around.
He's all over the place. So Duranius, they're like, he's getting D- right now. Can you just give him like a C- to get him through? Like we need him for the championship game. If he doesn't have a C- in this class, he can't play. We won't win, and you won't get paid. And they were like, okay. But then
this is like probably one of the biggest issues in the United States with tertiary education, college level, is because football athletics in general is where all the money for the schools comes from.
Yes.
And unlike every other country in the world where the schools are either private or state sponsored, it's football or fucking nothing. And so the pressure to just do whatever it takes to support the football program, because if you don't, then the school's not going to have any money, which is probably not ultimately true, but that is the fear. Mm-hmm. You get things like I think Chapel Hill, UNC, a few years back actually got busted for doing that with some of their play. I can't remember if it was football or basketball, but it was a big scandal, and so there were players that were signed up for classes that they never went to.
Yeah,
and that is the thing that everyone pretends like is not supposed to happen and never does happen, but happens at every school. I am sure
it happens at every school. It is still going on now. Because you got to think, say for a football program, they have 100 athletes. Maybe not 100. I think most of the time,
this is one of those backwater schools.
Well, it could be, it could be one of the backwater schools. But just say, on average, they probably have 80 athletes for the football program, because they'll have offense, defense, those backups to that. Then specialty teams, and then even third string, and maybe even red shirts. So you have at least 80 athletes. Most of them are going to probably be on scholarships. And not to say that they're completely dumb, but there are some that education wasn't their priority when they were going to school.
I guess to try to flip that around, your average football athlete, your average collegiate athlete for football in particular, has been, training for their entire lives to become an excellent professional level athlete. These are there is no doubt about it. You can't even pretend like these are not professional athletes anymore.
Correct.
And so when you get a professional athlete that or someone who is capable of performing at a professional level as an athlete, who also feels compelled to take classes and actually challenge themselves to get a college level education, and you get a degree in something, that person it's like it would be like Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, it's like that person is capable of doing so much that they can be a professional athlete and a full-time student and commit to it.
Are you telling me Leonardo da Vinci could dunk?
No, they didn't have basketball. That would be silly,
Damn it.
Da Vinci was probably a...
Leonardo da Vinci just do windmills? Oh!
No, Leonardo da Vinci didn't need to do windmills because he had a flying machine. Nothing but net! Seriously, like if they allowed me to bring my creativity to bear on basketball, I would be a star player. Like I could be in there, I'd be like zipping around on a little helicopter. Yeah, but sadly they have rules and integrity.
I just want Leonardo da Vinci to dunk now. Somebody draw that.
Yeah, we're gonna get that for next time. Yeah.
Just Leonardo da Vinci just posterizing someone. Yeah. Take that, Michelangelo.
Doing the Jordan tongue out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta stop.
Yeah, we're not gonna get any better than this.
No, it can't get any better than those folks.
Goodbye, folks.
Bye. They're like, oh, you got your okay, that's cute.
That's right. Just let me know when it launches. I'll like and subscribe. By the way, like and subscribe, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to say that.
Yeah, like,
Feels
subscribe.
dirty.
Like, subscribe, hit buttons, hit bells, do dinglings and things
Remember us.
Remember me.